Welcome to the Coinsec podcast. This is episode number 37. This week we discuss how Coinnest accidentally airdropped millions in Bitcoin to traders on their exchange. Also, is hacked Know Your Customer data being sold on the dark web? Fake IOTA seed generators led to millions of dollars being stolen. A new ransomware is infecting Bitcoin mining rigs. We also talk about McAfee's exile on a boat and Coinstar selling Bitcoin. All that and more on episode number 37 of the Coinsec podcast.
Want to secure your assets.
We can crack the wallet.
Oh, we've done it before.
We've got rigs. Character adversary attribution mode.
With our private keys combined.
Building some kind of blockchain super weapon.
There's just a number of vulnerabilities that are in the smart contracts.
Math. It's probably secure.
They all secretly mine cryptocurrency.
What coin can I trust? Which one is cryptographically secure?
Don't roll your own crypto. Coinsec podcast. Coinsec Podcast is a podcast about cryptocurrency and blockchain technologies with a focus on securing them. Don't let the hum of our dual-purpose crypto miners / password crackers in the background disrupt your listening pleasure. Today, I'm your host, Bo Bullock, and this is episode number 37. Today, I've got with me Mike Belch. What's going on, Mike?
Hey, I'm back.
Again? Yeah, I know. 2 weeks in a row. That's a streak for you. And it's actually 3 weeks for us as a collective, I think, in a row, which is nice. That's pretty cool.
Indeed.
We've also got Ralph May. What's up, Ralph?
Hey, what's going on?
We thought you were going to show up last week, but you didn't.
I know. I had a snafu situation. Normal fucked up.
It happens. It's okay. You're here now.
I am.
Well, what's crazy, though, the crazy thing is we also have Steve. So we have the whole crew. What's up, Steve?
Oh my god, too many.
All of us are here. Holy crap. Oh my god. We should celebrate. So, what's up, guys? Anything new?
Bitcoin? Oh, you mean like what's up?
Is it up?
Okay.
I don't think it's up.
No, it's not. I don't think it is.
Yeah, see, you got me all excited for a second. I'm like,
Right.
look,
I'm just taking a
I'm
lot
just
of
gonna pay off all my bills now. Damn it.
Well, we have an electrifying show for you tonight, I'm sure. Stunning, as always. And I guess tonight's show, we've got some fun things to talk about. But before that, like always, we can kind of go through the state of the market real quick, which honestly, it's about the same as it was last week, so not much to say there.
We're all broke.
Like normal, anyways. At least we're the same broke as we were last week. It wasn't like...
Yeah, situation normal, still broke.
Yeah. It's not like we got broker, really.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Okay. Well, you know what? I guess we might as well just jump right into this instead of trying to beat around the bush. All right. So, first story of the night. This one I saw and thought was like one of these WTF moments. So apparently, a South Korean crypto exchange accidentally sent traders of that exchange $5 million in Bitcoin, like airdropped it to all of them. How does that happen? How? Like, I don't.
Bitcoin for you. Bitcoin for you.
Yeah,
Bitcoin for everybody.
there's an Oprah meme in here somewhere.
Perfect meme.
So tell us, why did they all of a sudden just get, what was it, 5.3 million, was that USD worth of
Yeah.
Bitcoin?
Yeah, so it says that the Korean exchange was attempting to airdrop Wii Game tokens, so WGT, but somehow, mysteriously, the wires got crossed and they actually airdropped Bitcoin instead.
Like, man, I'd cash right out.
Yeah, man. Can you imagine these traders? There's no way they were like, you know what? I'm gonna return this.
Is the Bitcoin button right next to
No,
the...
dude, no, they all cashed out immediately and dropped the price to almost like $50 of Bitcoin on that exchange.
Oh, man.
All of them cashed out. Like all the traders were like, we're out of here. We're out.
It almost makes you wonder, like, here's the conspiracy. I know we're just doing foil hat.
Why didn't they just move them?
I knew Mike was going to bring tinfoil hat. That's why I'm glad he came.
Yes, I brought the tinfoil hat. Actually, that's the meme that Steve dropped on me. It was perfect. But no, so tinfoil hat. So new DevOps guy joins the company, registers a bunch of Bitcoin addresses on the exchange, and accidentally airdrops it, and then like just cashes out real quick and says, "Oops, sorry, I'm new here." Perfect solution.
Why didn't they just transfer them to like a wallet and then, to a different exchange where they, price wasn't $50? Like,
well, isn't it that they traded it and then because of the trade it dropped to 50?
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like, why? I mean, if I got like some airdropped, I'd be like, I'm out of here. I don't want them to, renege on this option. Trade it to an outside, to any other wallet that they don't have control of the key, right?
Well, then it would have. There was on the other side of that where people were watching it drop to 50, and then they just started buying it up.
Yeah, I mean, it would still be under your account though. They'd be like, we accidentally gave you 5 Bitcoin and you just moved it over, so you owe us 5 Bitcoin. I'd be like, sue me. Your fault.
Just playing by the rules.
Yeah, it's not my fault.
I guess it's not the first time that exchange was in the news. So maybe your theory isn't too far fetched, because there was a scandal where the former chief executive was suspected of embezzling billions of funds.
I wonder who's on those receiving addresses. Just saying.
Yeah. I don't know. That seems like a mistake that may be hard to make.
I love the article, but somehow their wires got crossed.
Yeah, right.
Like there's like a little like machine where someone's pulling out wires. Like, oh, okay, well, this is the Bitcoin, and this is.
So I mean, what do you do? Like, if you're running an exchange, right? And let's say like this was like an insider thing, and there was some employee that did it. Yes, that's a very bad thing. You need to figure that out, right? But let's say legit somehow like they just like they have like some shitty web app that says like here's your airdrop tokens button, and it's like got like a drop down that has like Bitcoin right next to these Wii game tokens. And somebody just like accidentally like clicked the wrong drop down button and clicked airdrop. I mean, like, what do you do? Like, I mean, you just gave $5 million to all these people. Like, are they going to get it back?
They're asking them to return it, so we'll see how honest the people are who received it.
They're Bitcoin traders. They're not like,
Yeah.
If anybody gives it back, then you know it wasn't a scam.
If anybody gives it back.
If one person gives it back, you know that this company is not a scam.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. I mean, like what you said, Mike, if he controls all the addresses, right? Like if you just sign up with a bunch of addresses and then airdrop to himself.
Yeah, on accident.
On accident, yeah.
Or you just blame the UX developer for swapping the ID on the back of the drop-down box.
Yeah. Ooh, maybe it was like an elaborate like man in the middle scheme, and that's what happened. Like they set it up and like actually like swapped the buttons or something.
It's getting deep.
It's getting super deep. Like maybe somebody like I don't know, like Wi-Fi pineappled, like the guy who was shopping.
Yes, that's what it was. It was a Wi-Fi fucking pineapple.
Speaking of exchanges, we didn't. Last week we talked about Cryptopia, and I went and checked again this evening, and it's still down for maintenance. But they do have a thing up on there stating that it was hacked.
The price was wrong on that one. That came out it came out too perfectly. The price is wrong. No, like the one. Let me look it up real quick, because the price that we said last week was actually less than they actually got hacked for. It was like I think we said like 2.5 million or something, but I saw today it was actually like 12 or 16 million or something like that. Like the actual number. Yeah, there was a company who actually did an investigation.
Sounds like Equifax. Equifax said that they got breached, and it was like only a small number, and then it slowly increased to like 10 times that number.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find it. It was Cryptopia. Yeah, new data reveals shocking. It's actually 16 million. And so let's see. Elementus Data Company basically queried the blockchain and followed the trail of like where all the coins and stuff went to. So it was $16 million of Ethereum and ERC20 tokens that were stolen. And it was like $3.5 million in ETH, $2.4 million in Dentacoin, $1.9 million in Oyster Pearl, like all these random ERC20 tokens. And they showed a breakdown of where it went, and it's like they sent like tiny little amounts to all these different exchanges. Like, remember last week we were talking about, like, Mike, you mentioned like maybe they're just testing the waters to like, or not testing the waters. Maybe they were just trying to like put out like a trail for like law enforcement to follow, you know. But like looking at this chart of what they showed where it went, like they actually sent like little amounts all over the place. It was weird.
Well, a little amount of Dentacoin. Right now it's sitting at 0.000113 US dollars.
So you mean a lot of amount.
Nice. Here.
It's interesting. So I just wonder what that looked like on the back end, like what panel they had access to or something to transfer and why they chose the specific ERC20 tokens they did. Yeah, if you look at that link I just sent, it kind of has the breakout about halfway down. It shows that they didn't send a whole lot. They only sent a total of $880,000 to exchanges to try to cash out. So of 16 million, they only sent 880,000. But they sent it to all these different exchanges they sent $326,000 to an exchange called Buybox, $279,000 to Binance, $147,000 to Huobi, $56,000 to HitBTC, like just little, relatively smaller amounts. They sent $66 to Bitmart. What? So that means maybe they automated a lot of this. They had to have been in the system for quite a while to figure out how to send all these different. Because I'm looking at your chart. That's a ton of different coins. It's crazy. So they probably had it scripted out somehow. Maybe they had a get random function in there that just randomized how much went where.
Okay.
You have to wonder why they did that, though. That's the part that I can't get over. Realistically, what would you do that for?
Like, what's the
small amounts
behind that?
Yeah, it's not a lot. It's more than likely going to get locked up in the system that you're sending it to anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They're going Binance or somebody's going to freeze it or do something.
Right.
So you're basically taking a loss. It's not valuable enough where too many people are going to investigate.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what their real motive was? Maybe it was just to disrupt the exchange period.
Or maybe they're actually tracing to see how well the exchanges are actually like following them in terms of like if they try to cash out and whatnot, and they're trying to figure out like where the best place to cash out is.
That's a good point.
And maybe there's other exchanges that it went to potentially that aren't listed there. Maybe they didn't find those or something, you know?
It might even be that they have like there's a central tool or some system where you could just transfer it there and then it'll automatically disperse it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a to wash it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
A tumbler, that's what they call them, right? Tumblers.
Mixer,
yeah. Tumbler, mixer, whatever.
Yep. Alrighty, so on to the next story. This one is kind of interesting. I think Mike will get a kick out of this one. So there was a quote unquote black hat on the quote unquote dark web that was selling some know your customer data.
Know your customer.
No, so he's selling. He was trying to sell some know your customer data. So that includes the selfie photo that you would typically have to upload to an exchange, maybe like ID information,
KYC stuff.
Yeah, KYC stuff, right? Know your customer, yeah. And so he allegedly had data from some of the top exchanges like Bittrex, Poloniex, Bitfinex, and Binance. And there was some back and forth between him and some security researcher, and he gave the security researcher, I think, 3 samples that ended up going to the CCN website, and that's what this article kind of shows here. And they basically the pictures appeared to be pictures of individuals holding up a piece of paper with the word Binance and the date the picture was taken and their faces and identity cards and like driver's license and stuff. So I saw there was kind of like an update to the story today that actually kind of elaborated a little bit more on this. Apparently that hacker, or the quote unquote black hat, he actually, his name is Exploit Dot, right? And he apparently didn't want this much attention. And he actually started I think he started posting more data to prove the data was real so that he could actually sell it. Because apparently everyone was like, there's no way that's real. Everyone was claiming it's fake. Because like where would he get that data from? I mean, if it didn't come from the exchanges.
Right.
So kind of an interesting story here. I'm trying to
So is it real data or is it fake data? Like, what's the end?
I don't know.
I think they're saying that it's real data, but they don't know who the leak is. Binance is like, well, we didn't leak it, but I mean, like,
you know what it might have
who
been?
knows who they sent that to?
Yeah, but you know what? It might not. We might be looking at this wrong. It might not be that they hit an exchange. It might be that they found a way to find people that are on an exchange and hit their email, or hit some sort of like Google Drive or something.
Well, the original article does allude to the possibility of being connected to the recent Collection 1, which was the leak of passwords and emails and stuff like that, which we've all seen in the past. And there is, I have that collection actually, and there is a folder in there called BTC something.
There's BTC, and then there was a couple BTCs, I think.
BTC collection.
So I mean, it's a lot of data though. Like,
It's 600 gigs, dude.
No, I'm talking about the amount of know your customer files apparently this guy has. He says, he says he has 100,000 documents.
That's like 5 gigs.
So that'd be hard to go through email address from a dump. And
that's what I'm saying.
Pull out that information.
Right, like
I don't think there'd be any easy way to script that out. But unless maybe the only thing I can think of is this one of these exchanges had that stuff on some kind of like open S3 bucket or something where it just pilfered it all.
So can you see the documents that you've uploaded if you log into Binance?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Like, it's not in like any profile area?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't believe it is.
I mean, maybe it's a third-party processor, though. Maybe it's somebody else that they deal with for that portion that got compromised. Well, I mean, a lot of companies offload that kind of data or management, to another third party. Maybe the third party got compromised and not Binance itself, right?
Well, what if it was just that email account from Binance where you upload? Because I think you email it, don't you, for your proof?
Yeah, that's safe.
BTC new reg check brute good. That's one of the files in the collection.
Yeah, collection is huge. Yeah, BTC. There's a lot in here.
Yeah, but if you look, there's one that's called it's BTC new reg check brute good.
Yeah.
There's that file, like just the naming convention on the file. I'm saying registration check, right? If you're registering with Binance, registration check, brute tells me it's probably a brute force check on each of the accounts. And then it says good. Be willing to bet that if you looked at some of these accounts and tried to log into these accounts with like Binance, you probably have some hits. That's just my guess. I wouldn't recommend it though.
Yeah, that's probably a bad idea. Bad advice.
No, so I did find on Binance's support site that you do actually upload it from your device, so you don't email it in.
Okay.
It can be a number of things.
Yeah, I mean, it could just all be fake, or he could have like maybe 10 documents, and this is a big, ploy. Well, either way, he says, he or she, who knows? We got to be gender unspecific these days. That in exchange, that the security expert that he talked to only got 3 samples, but he didn't provide any more to anyone else, and that apparently he doesn't want to. What did he say? He says, where did my quote go? Sorry, I lost the quote. There it is. I do what gets me paid. That doesn't hurt individuals personally, and I'm fine with what I do as long as I don't hurt people personally or financially. So this sounds like...
Isn't he hurting people financially?
Yeah, I know. That's what I was getting at.
Sorry. I'm going to cut you off at the pass.
No, I'm glad we came to the same conclusion.
You were worried about that? Okay.
Just make sure I'm not crazy. Alrighty, I think we've beat that story.
I like that story.
Okay, I think Steve is gonna like this next one because it involves ransomware on mining rigs.
All right.
So yeah, go ahead, Steve.
I was just reading this one the other day, and basically it's a ZDNet article that says new ransomware strain is locking up Bitcoin mining rigs in China. So instead of what I found funny here is instead of so these are ant miners somehow being targeted by this ransomware. It says it's unclear how people are first infecting these ant miners, but I would assume over SSH, obviously somehow, but they're getting infected, and it sounds like their firmware is getting basically reflashed to this basically disables the fans and stuff like that, so they'll overheat, which is kind of weird. So he's demanding Bitcoin to reflash the ant miners. Why not just point the miners at an address you own? Instead of going through the whole trouble about flashing and ransom and all that kind of stuff.
Well, he's asking for 10 Bitcoin in ransom, right? I don't know if you're going to mine that much Bitcoin that fast, right?
Well, it says if the victim fails to pay the ransom, or infect at least 1,000 other devices, the ransom note threatens to turn off the mining rig's fan. So if you're infecting 1,000 ant miners, I mean, if you're, can't you just reflash your ant miner back to what it was?
You would think.
So there's remember last year there was that ant miner remote code execution. Did you remember that?
Yeah.
I wonder if that has anything to do with it.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe it's just infecting older models.
Yeah, because there's a system upgrade. There's a system upgrade that you could do.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I mean, that's an expensive ransom. How much does it one of these ant miners cost? $8,000, $9,000?
Yeah. So how is that 10 Bitcoin per ant miner?
Yeah, I think so.
Bitcoin per.
Seems like a lot.
It does seem like a lot. I mean,
What's Bitcoin at right now?
Not enough.
$10.
like 3,500 ish.
Yeah, 35.
So 10. Yeah, I mean,
you can pick up an ant miner for $700, and that's 23 terahashes.
Which model though? I mean, because
there's a bunch, dude. I mean, the S15 is 28 terahashes. That's $1,000.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
But
I was way up on the prices.
yeah, but for like a T15, which is 23 terahashes, it's like 710. So, I mean, models depend. I mean, the power savings might be a lot more with this like S15 as opposed to like the T15, but
Their pricing model does seem a little out there. They should rethink their marketing on their ransomware.
yeah. Unplug this thing and reprogram it and remove the ransomware. Like, I don't know how you're going to execute your fan problem.
Steve, I'm actually still caught up on this idea that you were still able to pass on ZDNet the cookie pop-up, the notification pop-up, the auto-start video, the ads, the survey question, just to read the article.
Just to read the article, I know, right?
But hey, we got there together, so.
What you don't know is what it's doing in the background.
It's been mining Monero the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next article. Oh, this was kind of fun. I saw. So all right, get this. So IOTA, right? This is the cryptocurrency that doesn't use your standard like blockchain underneath. It uses this thing called the Tangle. We've talked about this before, and there was a story recently about somebody who was arrested for stealing a bunch of IOTA. And so it come to find out, like, what the guy was actually doing is taking advantage of what the actual IOTA developers were recommending people do. So the IOTA developers, so here's the thing with IOTA. You have to create your own seed phrase manually, okay, for your IOTA wallet. And the seed is actually like really freaking long. Like it's... Let me see if I can find the number here.
81 characters.
81
characters or 81 words?
81 characters.
Characters. Okay. So you have to manually figure out how to generate that. So they are recommending that you use a seed generator, something to just generate it for you. And it, of course, turned out that a bunch of scammers set up a bunch of fake seed generators. And people freaking use them. And so this guy...
I get the whole year one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, I can see my ad. I can see the ad right now. I have the most secure generator. Check it out.
Is that, remember like those old game cracks you could download, and there'd be the the techno music in the background while you're.
That would be the generator.
The real ASCII. ASCII art that pops
one of these sites is iotaseed.io. Okay, this site was one of the malicious ones. And the guy who was running it actually stole $10 million worth of IOTA.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
But he got caught, so he got arrested yesterday.
Oh, that sucks, man. What a loser. Nobody gets caught at this.
This guy did.
I get it. Everyone else gets away.
Yeah, I was curious to see if they had any details on how they caught him. I mean, I would assume, it has something to do with like how he registered the domain, how he probably had bad OPSEC with that or something. I would assume, or however he cashed out. I don't know. Some way.
The cashing out is probably what got him.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably like made the site and was like, "Oh yeah, this would be cool," and then he was like, "What if I just maybe give them seeds I want to have?"
And then, what if I just gave them all the same seed?
So it's like, OPSEC for like committing a crime. Normally, you have that before you commit the crime, but this guy probably like midway was like, "I'm going to commit crimes." Like, there's no, OPSEC, whatever. I mean, I'm going to make money.
Sorry, I just remembered all juice those seeds.
I was just thinking I should have worn that shirt. Oh man, that's hilarious. No, what he should have done is sell the seeds and then just cash out.
Yeah.
That way there's
Be the broker, be the middleman.
broke.
Yeah. I don't have any coins. I never cashed anything out. What are you talking about? Somebody hacked my system and then stole all the seeds.
I made an open source tool where people could use it for free.
It said right on the website, use at your own risk.
You signed the terms of service before you put your seed words in there.
Yeah, and he's like, my site got hacked. I don't know how. Everyone had the same seed. I also don't know how that happened.
Bad ideas, guys.
It was bad algorithm. It was bad algorithm.
It was bad algorithm. Yeah, you don't have to have the same seed. You could have like, a predefined, either way. I didn't do anything.
So, moral of the story, guys, is do not use online seed generators.
Or any of Ralph or Mike's software.
Exactly.
Anything we post on GitHub. It's all gonna mine create passwords for it.
It makes me want to create something and just to put it out there to see how it gets used. Like, not use it maliciously, but like that seems so.
You should do it, no. You should do it as like a learning experience. Like, put it out there and then have them like create a seed, and then it say, "What are you doing? Don't use this site. Go generate it offline somewhere."
Like after they get it, don't use this.
Like
You are an idiot.
Or just a Rickroll video.
Yeah, exactly.
Fan of the Rickroll.
All right, I think that's it for the security news. On to the more fun stuff, the non-security news. So Mike actually sent us this tweet from Bernard, who actually was on our show, Bernard Mueller, which I love this tweet. Like this sent us down a little bit of a spiral one day, which was kind of awesome. So Bernard tweeted this, and I thought it was something we should add to this show because it's pretty funny and honestly true. If you're rich and terminally ill, put all your wealth into a Bitcoin wallet and memorize the seed phrase. Then have yourself frozen. This will create incredible incentives to cure you once your Bitcoin is worth quadrillions.
Yes.
Oh, man. So
this is amazing.
So after reading that, first I was like, that's amazing. I wonder how that would actually work. And then secondly, I was like, do we actually have that technology?
Yeah, which one?
So, yeah, well, I mean, both.
The freezing technology. We've already started making the flashcards so that when people are getting frozen, we can have them memorize their seed phrase. We just hold the flashcards up for them so that whenever they're officially frozen, they are good at memorizing everything. And then we promise them that we burn all of the next cards when we're done.
It sounds like an analog version of something we just talked about. I don't know.
Yeah,
crazy.
So I started looking into it. And I was like, well, is that a real thing? Can we actually like freeze ourselves? And we started looking at cryonics, Wikipedia, and like found out like apparently there's 250 people that are frozen right now.
So we're starting a business here.
We don't have the technology to bring them back yet, apparently, but
we'll get to that. That's future. It's future in the future.
Like how would that work though? Like I don't get it. So if you're frozen, like how do you?
It's supposed to be at a like super low temperature that. Okay. It's so you die first. That's the thing. Is like from what I read is like you have to be officially dead, and then they freeze you, which is supposed to freeze you before your brain technically dies. And then allegedly, like the idea is like when they have the technology, they could revive you back, or transfer your brain to another body, maybe.
No, so we're pre-selling our coin for cryonics as a service.
This is the official announcement.
It's the kickoff. This is the official announcement. So go ahead and buy in now.
This is the pre-ICO stage.
Yep.
We know nothing about this, but we are super excited to sell you this.
So what's funny is like in the Wikipedia article, honestly, like take this as a grain of salt because it is a Wikipedia article. It's talking about the pricing, and I thought this was the kind of the most amazing thing. Is like I was wondering, like, okay, so how much would this cost to have myself frozen? And so it ranges from like the upwards of like $200,000 to freeze yourself down to like $20,000. And I was joking with these guys, like, I'll take the discount procedure. I'm sure that'll go.
How long is that for freezing for? Like, how many years are they going to hold out?
Good question.
Yeah, do they guarantee that you're sane when that you just haven't deteriorated? And
they haven't revived anybody yet that I'm aware of. So,
what if you got revived after like 5 years? Or like, we've got the technology. Like, this is fucking.
What's the price of Bitcoin?
Yeah, that is a meme.
It's a down year. Son of a, send me back.
Like Austin Powers get frozen, come back.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, next story. Honestly, this is probably my favorite story of the whole night. Guys, our good friend John McAfee
Bitcoin Jesus
is well, two things. He's running for president, which he ran for president before, but more importantly, he's running from the IRS on a yacht in the ocean right now. It has been for the last week.
International waters.
Yeah, which is
that his like whole thing? Like, well, I'm not. He wasn't even in America in the first place, right?
He was in the Outer Banks. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was in America.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now he's.
Yeah, so he's been posting these videos from his yacht, talking about how basically the IRS, they I guess submitted a felony or like charged him with a felony in Tennessee for not paying his taxes for the last 8 years, which he has blatantly came out and said multiple times that he hasn't paid his income taxes and doesn't plan on doing that. So apparently the IRS is coming after him. This is all alleged, who knows if he's telling the truth or not, but he is on a yacht in the middle of the ocean running from the IRS, allegedly.
Yeah, his last tweet was about that the grand jury has convened but not yet issued an indictment, which he says is a formality and will happen anytime now. This could be a publicity stunt. Who knows?
Yeah, he has a movie coming out that is like about him, right?
What is it called? Blows and Hookers?
No, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like here, John McAfee movie. I thought originally like it was supposed to have like Johnny Depp in it or something.
Oh Lord!
What if they just send out like some little boat and go arrest him?
Michael Keaton.
So there's a funny tweet that says, so he calls his boat the Freedom Boat, and it says the manifest for the Freedom boat is one old man, 7 brave soldiers, 1 Italian captain, 1 documentarian, 431 pounds of dog food, 1 terrifying black woman, enough weapons and ammo, food for 6 months, 1,834 quarts of booze, and no drugs. I don't know how to put that part. Because I think you have to be on drugs to be McAfee, and to be sailing the 7 seas on your Freedom boat.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I have a tattoo of that pirate ship on my leg.
So apparently, get this: Seth Rogen and Michael Keaton are going to be starring in a movie called King of the Jungle, which is going to be a comedy about the true story of tech magnate John McAfee. Michael Keaton is playing John McAfee in a movie.
Man, you better get crazy.
Wow. It's going to be interesting, man. Like, I mean, you got to give it to him. Like, the dude's keeping it interesting, like he's
he's keeping it something. That's for sure. Jeez, he's keeping it interesting. He sure still has some spunk in him in his age.
73, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. This is actually I thought was a pretty significant story. So like at the grocery stores where you have like those Coinstar machines that accept your change and converts it to cash. So those apparently are now selling Bitcoin, which is I think huge, right? Because that's like 20,000 places where you can go buy Bitcoin with cash now.
Has it already been like do all the machines?
Yeah, no. From what I'm aware of, it has been pushed out because there's already been some complaints that have come back about the system. So here's a couple of the complaints. The number one thing is privacy concerns, because apparently whenever you go to one of these Coinstar machines and try to buy Bitcoin, they are requiring you to actually like do the selfie kind of things, show photo ID. So like the user experience side of the house seems to be a little lacking, and apparently the price is a little jacked up for these. So I don't know if that's going to change anytime soon, or if, Coinstar will keep it like that. I have no idea. This is just like a couple of like some of the user experience that have come in regarding.
What do you mean they're preying on people who want to buy cryptocurrency and hopefully anonymous?
Yeah. So from what I've read, you can only buy, I think, like $2,500 total, like in cash. One thing that I immediately thought of, and I'm kind of sad that they're not doing it yet anyway, is you can't go take all your coins, all your loose change, and convert that to Bitcoin.
Oh, that was my plan.
I know, right? Like, I feel like that is like such like the perfect market for it right there. Like, just take all your.
Yeah, you'd be able to buy like 10 Bitcoin.
Oh, come on. Thanks, man. I know we're poor.
No, I would volunteer to have one of these put in my store, and I would just mess with it. I totally would.
Do that? Of course you would.
Well, come on. Like, you don't go to a restaurant and start playing with kiosks.
I mean, I do, but
okay, so
I don't.
There you go. Yeah, I would. I totally would. I did the other night.
I don't care. I don't care who knows.
The best ones are
virtual keyboard.
to put the little thing.
Next thing we know, Mike's going to be on a boat somewhere. Heading out to
exactly.
sea. Ain't going to catch me.
Mike rented from the IRS.
Rented for president.
Yeah.
Jesus. I messed up the Chili's computer. I'm out.
Actually, the Zeos. Did you remember? Do we have that conversation a while back about the Zeos?
I don't think so.
No, tell us how you messed the Zeos up.
No, I don't want to. I was under an NDA for a while.
Okay.
They got me under an NDA. It's all done now. They fixed it, I think. But you could, like, on the table number, you could tap it 3 times and it brought you to the administrator menu, but it was a fake admin menu. It was like login thing, and then you have to long press the table number on that one, and then it brought you to the real admin menu. And then there was all kinds of stuff, man. It was you could. We did food injection where you could like change the table number, and everything was client side.
Food injection.
That's what I called it. When I reported it, it was a food injection. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. The write-up said food injection.
Is that gluten-free or paleo or what?
Was that a hot beef injection?
Fanatic, like stupid things, like it has to be keto.
So like you could do it, and then what you would do is, because the client itself set the table number, you could change your table number to one of your people next to you or whatever it is, and then you could just add
massive
food
order.
I ordered a sundae with 3 spoons because there were 3 people at the table, and it was like 1 sundae with 3 spoons. So it was just kind of fun.
There's a blue light special on.
Yeah, I don't ever use them, but I wouldn't use this either. I don't know. I mean, I guess with coins, it's probably not that big. It's not like it's an ATM or anything.
Yeah. You guys ever tried to give coins to a bank? You gotta like roll them up and stuff like that. There's like a whole market for this.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really where this came from.
Just change like a penny to a quarter value, and then just load a bunch of pennies, and then buy a bunch of Bitcoin and ride out.
Oh man.
Well, guys, I think that's all we got, unless you have any other pressing issues.
Nope.
Nothing pressing.
Nothing pressing. All right. Well, it's been a fun episode, guys. Glad you could hang out. Glad we could all make it. So.
Yeah.
So, join us in Slack at launchpass.com/centralsec. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Coinsec Podcast. Keep an eye on coinsecpodcast.com for links from the show notes. Subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast app. And if you like the show, leave us a review. That is it, guys. We will catch you next week. Later.
See you.
Later.